Good day, everyone. I am Sahira P. Hasim, your reporter for today, and I am going to report to you about Industrial Revolution 4.0, or in short, IR. Now, what is Industrial Revolution? So, this is actually the rapid development of industry that begins in 1760 in Britain in the late 18th and 19th centuries and brought about by the introduction of machinery. So, when we talk about machinery, this is actually the tools or equipment that is being used during that time or during that period. Now, one of the example of the Industrial Revolution is the invention of the spinning jenny by James Hargreaves. So this is actually a multi-spindled spinning frame, one of the key development in the industrialization of textile manufacturing. So because of the invention of the spinning jenny, they are able to make their work faster and they are able to produce fine cloths that is comfortable to wear. Next, so Industrial Revolution, according to Klaus Schwab. So Klaus Schwab is a world-renowned economist, the founder and executive chairman of the World Economic Forum, the International Organization for Public-Private Cooperation, describes an industrial revolution as the appearance of new technologies and novel ways of perceiving the world that trigger a profound change in economic and social structure. So in other words, the IR is where new technologies emerges or being invented and are used, and because of that it triggers or changes our economic and social structures. So when we talk about social structures, these are the economy, the education, religion, law, family, and other social structure that changes. So that is parts of the social structures that triggers changes to our economy because of the new technologies that is being invented and emerges during that time. Next are the following are the Industrial Revolution. First revolution, second revolution, third revolution, and fourth revolution. Now let's proceed to the first revolution, wherein the Industrial Revolution begins. Mechanization of manufacturing with the introduction of steam and water powers. So the first, or the Industrial Revolution 1.0, or the first Industrial Revolution spanned from about 1760 to around 1840. It triggered by the construction of railroads and the invention of the steam engine. It ushered in mechanical production. The human labor was replaced by the machine. So in the IR 1.0, this is where the invention of steam started. So, ang impact ani or the impact of this IR 1.0 is because of the invention of steam engine. It ables to provide fast and easy transportation for people, products, and other necessities. So, ang mga tao during this time, they are able to transport foods from one place to another because of the invention of the steam engine. And one of the example of this invention is the discovery or the invention of railroad steam locomotive. So this is actually the oldest train used during that time. Kato bitong train nga naay mo gawas nga usok or steam or usok sa yahang inig kuan niya inig larga ato nga train na mugawas nga usok. So that is one of the example of the steam engine. So because of the discovery of steam engine, there are also side effects like human labor was replaced by the machine. So during that time, nagi mga tao or people that lost their job because of the invention of the steam engine or discovery of the steam engine. So that is the side effect of IR 1.0 during that time. Next is the Industrial Revolution 2.0 or the Second Industrial Revolution, which started in the late 19th century and into the early 20th century, made mass production possible, fostered by the advent of electricity and the assembly line. Numbers of key inventions, gasoline engines, airplanes, chemical fertilizer. So when we talk about mass production, this is actually the product products or products that is being produced during that time, like mga foods, canned foods, clothes, and other appliances. And because of the help or the discovery of electricity, naka-speed up or nakapaspas ang mga changes in the economy. And one of that nakapower sa electricity is the or nakapa-boost sa production is the assembly line. So when you talk about assembly line, this is actually one of the manufacturing process, like for example sa cars, 'di ba ang cars kay it would not be in one piece without step-by-step process. So naagi process, kinahanglan pa siya i-assemble in order to produce one piece. And one of the example of the company is kay Henry Ford's company. So of course, the founder is Henry Ford itself. So he is an American industrialist, business magnate, and chef developer of the assembly line technique of mass production. Mass production. So, ang company ni Henry Ford is they are able to invent automobile katong sa una nga car bitaw nga ginagamit katong naay upat ka wheels, of course upat man gyud upat ka wheels, and wala ang car kay wala siya atop. One time mo if you watch historical movies or series, di ba? Naamay sila yung mga car nga upat ka wheels nga dako ilahang wheels dili pud tumbaga tung medyo nipis dayon wala si halay walay atop ang car. So that is one of the example of the industrial revolution being made during that time. So next is let's proceed to the third revolution, which is the automated production using electronics, programmable logic controllers, IT systems, and robotics. So here, Industrial Revolution 3.0, the third industrial revolution, began in the 1960s. It is actually or usually called the computer or digital revolution because it was catalyzed by the development of semiconductors, mainframe computing in 1960s, personal computing 1970s and 80s, and the internet 1990s, who dramatically disrupted industry, especially global communication. So sa third industry revolution, this nagkapaspas na gyud siya, nagkapaspas aside sa industrial revolution 2.0, which is actually the invention of electricity, that is industrial revolution 3.0, daghang changes. It relies on the computer or more in programmable logic controllers. So this is where the invention of new technologies such as TV, cell phone, and computers. So because of this, people are able to do their job easily using the aid of the internet. And because of this, nagkapaspas ilahang progress. And when we talk about communication, during this time, less na ang gagamit og mga letters in able to communicate with other people. Because during this Industrial Revolution or IR 3.0, they are able to communicate through online nila, internet, through digital devices. So that is how Industrial Revolution 3.0 able to change or progress during the making of the Industrial Revolution 2.0. So naay mga discovery nga nahibalan which is actually helps the progress or creates the progress of new discoveries. Next, let's proceed to the fourth revolution, the autonomous decision making of cyber physical systems using machine learning through cloud technology. So sa Industrial Revolution 4.0 or the fourth industrial revolution is computers connected to computers. Of course, Industrial Revolution 4.0, this is actually the new discoveries of the experts or professionals during this time because the experts believe nga ang mga 21st century people should learn new skills that would help them cope up in this period of time. Like, karon in this current time, diba, technologies are very important to the life of every individual kay the technology itself is their life. And because of using technologies, they are able to produce skills in their own way. So, dapat in that way, student should be kanang aid or should be assist by their superior which help them ma-enhance pa kaayo or makabalugid sila sa ilahang skills. Like for example, sa students, they should be a critical thinker, collaborative person, communicative, and creative. So, sa student pa lang, dapat sa mga teacher, they should use possible ways nga ma-connect ang learnings into technologies, di ba? Ang karon kay we use PowerPoint presentation, Microsoft Word, Google Meet, and other application softwares para sa ato ang teaching. So, ang student ana is that they will know the basic skills to make their own presentation. So, pag gamit pala nila sa technologies, diha na magsugod ilahang skills or knowledge about that specific application software. So here, computers connected to computers, of course, in this time, worldwide naman. So there is a connection worldwide. Daghan siya because inside the technology or computer, daghan na siya og mga connections from one places to another. So, pag-search pa lang nimo daghang gyud mo gawas nga sources for the students to acquire. So that is computer connected to computer. Because when we talk about cloud technologies, this is actually naana tanan. Naanay internet, computer, digital technologies, mga datas o previous sources nga nahitabo during that time or the historical time and other resources nga kinahanglan makuha sa estudyante. It is another thing, it is interconnectivity. So when we talk about connectivity na ay connections siya in a particular topic. For example, kung ano to sa academic is that a student is learning something. So, kung ang students mag-learn siya, dapat there is an interconnection connection sa other discipline. Like for example, sa science, dapat naa siya'y connection sa math, 'di ba? That is one of example. And in order for that to achieve, nga maka-cope up sila, there is napud sila interconnection sa technology sa ilang mga smartphone. Kabalo sila mo search, kabalo sila mo identify what is fact or opinion, or being a critical thinker diha nila magamit sa mga students. That is one of the key skills of interconnectivity. Kabalo sila. Actually, there are 7 key skills: the why skills, me skills, wiggle skills, and other skills nga kinahanglan ma-learn sa student in the Industrial Revolution 4.0 or the 21st century people. So in IR 4.0, we have robots, driverless cars, genetic sequencing and editing, miniaturized sensors, and 3D printing, to name some. Of course, kung ang bata mahilig siya mogamit og mga technologies in an early age, there is a possibility nga kabalo sila mo create or to produce works that dili ma-produce sa uban. Like for example, kanang nakay anak nga 4 years old, 5 years old pataas. So you have noticed that nakabalo sila mo kuan mogamit ng mga technologies. Of course, i-guide nimo sila in a right way that would not cause harm to your children. And when you talk about robots, of course, daghan nag mga artificial robot and artificial products or things that is used that could also be helpful to the PWDs kanang person with disabilities. Maka-aid po na siya sa mga tao, robots. Of course, they've said that people can be replaced to robot. I think there is a possibility, but I believe that human are very complex living. So, kuan siya, lisod sabton ang mga human because they have their own way of thinking. Driverless cars, so this is the manual ra ang mo process or mo gamit, dili ikaw ang mo drive. So sa genetic sequencing naman, this is actually ang mga ginagamit in order to produce some or new technologies. And editing, so editing could be one of the skills nga ibalaan sa mga students which could help them in their future jobs. Kung unsa ba gyud ang hilahang jobs nga waon, miniaturized sensors and 3D printing, to name some. Of course, in the Industrial Revolution 4.0, technologies could not be used in para maka-pleasure lang or maka-entertain lang sa ilang gusto, but also it would help them find their right choices of jobs with the help of their teacher, parents, and other people nga maka-guide sa usa ka children to become a 21st century students or people that would become a great model to other people or great workers in the future society nga mahitabo. So that is Industrial Revolution 4.0. But in order to survive in this current or maka-cope up in this current society or industry, is dapat you have to learn or you have to be flexible, adjustable ka sa tanang mga changes ka mahitabo. So that is Industrial Revolution 4.0. That would be all. Thank you for listening. I hope that you have learned in my report, Industrial Revolution 1 to 4.0 Revolution. Thank you for listening and goodbye.